Hello everyone, my name is Olivia Patricia Lorena. I'm from the English program, and today we are going to talk about compare and contrast paragraphs. What is a compare and contrast paragraph? It is a paragraph that talks about what is the same or what is different between two things. When we compare with it, we say what is the same, and when we contrast, we say what is the difference between the two things. So let's look at an example paragraph. This is an example paragraph of comparing two things. So, which food is better? The food of Thailand differs from the food in the Philippines in terms of the taste and ingredients used. Thai food is popular for its balance of the basic tastes, namely sour, sweet, salty, and bitter. Different herbs and spices are also used in Thai dishes. One example is the Thai basil, which gives a fragrant and spicy taste to the dish. On the other hand, Philippine dishes are often a combination of either sweet and salty or sour and salty. Most Philippine dishes don't make use of herbs and spices. To add flavor to the dish, condiments like soy sauce, vinegar, or fish sauce are used. Thai food and Philippine food have their own distinctive tastes. Which is better? You'll never know until you have tried both. This is an example of a compare and contrast paragraph. So let's analyze what are these differences. What are the differences between these two things? What are the two things? This is the Thai food and the Philippine food. So what is the difference between Thai food and Philippine food? There are two differences given in the paragraph: taste and ingredients used. So for Thai food, there is the balance of the taste, the sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. And the ingredients used in Thai food, they use herbs and spices like the Thai basil. So that is the detail, those are the details of Thai food. For Philippine food, the difference between Thai food is the taste. There's a combination of sweet and salty or sour and salty. The ingredients of the Philippine food, the ingredients used are usually condiments like soy sauce, fish sauce, vinegar, and sometimes sugar, salt, and pepper. When writing compare and contrast paragraphs, we use comparative and contrastive structures. These are transition words or phrases used to introduce similarities or differences. When we use comparative transitions, we are talking about the similar points. When we use contrastive transitions, we talk about the different points. So before we study how to write the paragraph, let us first study highlighting. This is one of the study skills that you have to remember or use when you try to study for your lessons. So what is highlighting? Highlighting is a technique that students use when reading text and articles. It is finding the focus of the paragraph or the passage, finding the main points and keywords in the text. In highlighting, we use markers. We can use yellow, pink, different colors of markers to highlight the keywords and the main points in the text. So how do we highlight? There are different techniques. These are tips in highlighting effectively. We do not highlight everything in the text. So just the main points, just the key points. So tip number 1, use highlighters with different colors. It can be yellow, like I said, it can be yellow, pink, green, blue, or whatever color you like. Using different colors will help in distinguishing or determining what is the key point, what is not a key point, just a major detail about that key point. Tip number 2, add notes to the highlighted text. These notes are not the notes that come from the passage. This is what you or how you understand the text. So write some notes at the side or at the above the text, so you will be able to understand fully what you are reading. So in writing, so that is highlighting. In writing paragraphs, we use comparative structures. In compare and contrast paragraphs, we use words that describe the two objects that we are comparing. And these words are called adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns. In compare and contrast paragraphs, we are saying what is the same or different. Some details about the objects can be more or less in the object 1 and sometimes the same in both objects. So for comparative adjectives, how do we form it? We form it by adding er to the adjective or the word more to the adjective. Like when we add er, we say big, bigger. When we use more, we say more beautiful, more interesting. Superlative adjectives are added with est or the phrase the most, like big, bigger, and then biggest, small, smaller, smallest, or more beautiful, the most beautiful. So we use comparative adjectives and superlative adjectives, but mostly comparative adjectives because we are comparing two things. So how do we develop ideas for a compare and contrast paragraph? Brainstorming for a compare and contrast paragraphs can be done by drawing a Venn diagram. What is a Venn diagram? It is a drawing of two overlapping circles that show the relationship between two objects. So we have circle 1 and then we have circle 2. Then on the left, we write the characteristics of object A. On the right, we are talking about, or we write the characteristics of object B. In the middle, the overlapping circle, that overlapping part of the circle, we write the similarities between the two objects. Another way of brainstorming for a compare and contrast paragraph is to draw a chart. This chart is called the compare and contrast chart. This is a chart that separates the similarities and the differences between two objects. So here in this chart, we answer the questions, how are they the same and how are they different? So here is an example of a compare and contrast chart. So we list down object A and object B. How are they the same? What are their similarities? How are they different? What are their differences? So two ways, Venn diagram or the compare and contrast chart. A compare and contrast paragraph can be written in two ways. What are these two ways? Block organization and point-by-point organization. In block organization, the first block is about object 1. The second block is about object 2. Object 1, first block, and the details of object 1, and then object 2, second block, and the details of object 2. The other method is called the point by point. In this method of organization, we write the paragraph difference by difference or similarity by similarity. So if we have 3 differences, we are going to list down or write down the 3 differences, talk about each difference. Difference 1, what are the details of object A and object B? Detail number 2, what are the differences between object A and object B? It depends on how many differences you want to discuss. 2 or 3 can be discussed in one paragraph. So for block organization, look at this paragraph. This is a paragraph that is written in block organization. So block 1, Thai food. Block 2 is Philippine food. For point-by-point organization, look at this paragraph. Detail 1 is about taste. Detail 2 is about ingredients used. Detail 1 is difference 1. Detail 2 is difference 2. So point by point. So let's try to write the paragraph. There are 3 parts in a paragraph: the topic sentence, the supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. How do we write the topic sentence? The topic sentence introduces the 2 objects. What is object A? What is object B? It indicates whether the 2 objects are similar or different. So in a topic sentence, you will say, like for example, object A is similar to object B in many ways, or object A is different from object B in several ways. These 2 are example topic sentences, simple example topic sentences. For supporting sentences, this is the detailed description of the similarities or differences between the 2 objects. The supporting sentences help justify and prove the topic sentence is true, or you give examples of the differences or similarities. There are 2 ways to write or to organize your ideas: block and point by point. So in the supporting sentences, those methods will be used for discussing similarities or differences. It can be block by block or point by point. Block 1, object A. Block 2, object B. Or point by point, similarity 1 or difference 1, similarity 2, difference 2. For the concluding sentence, it sums up all the ideas, all the similarities or differences of the objects being compared. It can be a restatement of the topic sentence, but different words are used to restate the topic sentence. You don't use the words, the exact words in the topic sentence and write it down for the concluding sentence. It must be different wording. A concluding sentence can be a final comment about the topic of the paragraph. It can be a conclusion from the similarities or differences between the 2 things. So when you write the paragraph, start first with brainstorming. What are the differences? What are the similarities? Write them down, use the Venn diagram or the compare and contrast chart to gather ideas for your paragraph. When you have your ideas, you can now write your topic sentence and develop the supporting sentences and the concluding sentence. When you write your paragraph, start by gathering ideas and then trying to write the different parts of the paragraph: topic sentence, supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. After writing all those parts, try to check everything from the first sentence to the last sentence. Try to check if you gave enough details about the 2 objects or you have to add more. That is it for today. That is compare and contrast paragraphs. Click on the links for additional exercises or reading resources about compare and contrast paragraph. Thank you.